Hi. Yeah. Alright. Time for a new one. Or, no. Product progress. Continue where we're in the courtroom last time. And... Detective Race, you have one of the leads in investigating this crime scene. Yes, ma'am. And did you interview the And did you interview the EMTs who first arrived on the scene? I did. They responded to an emergency signal from the home security console, located in the kitchen. What did they find when they arrived on the scene? The victim was unconscious, on the floor of his parlor. He was receiving CPR from a witness, the individual who called them. They were both airlifted to Gatesville Memorial Hospital, and Dr. Ash was declared dead shortly after arriving there. He's actually handling himself pretty well up on the stand. I was expected her to roll her eyes during the swearing in. But when you take into consideration her love for Boot Hill authority, you might be right at home here in the courtroom, the very seat of the state's power over the people. The witness The witness met with the deceased about half hour before he fell, from 7:30 to 8 o'clock to 8 p.m. Two of them talked for some time and shared a drink. Shortly after, Dr. Ash became distracted, lightheaded, and eventually non-responsive. And during the same time period, drinking the same liquor, the witness exhibited no symptoms themselves? None. Through a collaborative effort with Noble Electronic Security Division, we searched the entire building. We found nothing unusual in any of the food or drink on the premise, including the bottle that the witness and deceased drank from. So what was your ultimate conclusion after investigating the scene? The whiskey bottle was clean, the witness drink was clean. Only person who got sick was Dr. Asher, drinking from a cup that he had prepared. So it was a determination that David Asher committed suicide by poisoning himself. Pretty sad little there, but I think she slipped up at least one. Police on the pain rate, and eliminated every other possibility and covered every angle. But I know there are a number of blind spots that they're not willing to admit to. Ashman Lewis is dead. He's the one who prepared the drinks, and there was no opportunity for the witness to ever slip him something. He drank from a cup that he himself poisoned. Seems pretty confusing, if you ask me. And just to be sure, we scanned the kitchen, the lab, the basement, and there was no poison anywhere else. Hey, what? What? There. Damn it. There goes more of my points. Oh god, my fire, that's a lot. And attack. Alright, for a cut. It's got poison. Poison. This is not gonna go well. Ah, cool. Open obedient observant old people. Well, a lot of those. There are second. Ooh, tall mommy. And also very heavy. Also, I don't know what gymnastics. Chronos control. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, so... Try this? Oh, please. Ah, finally, yes. Ooh, got it. You can't make the claim. Not when the evidence recorded clearly showed the tests of Dr. Ash's cup were inconclusive. Police claim he drank from poisoned cup without first proving that the cup was in fact poisoned. You're talking a lot of sense, lady. As a result, what do you have a response, D.A. Rockford? Testing on the deceased cup has been inconclusive so far, Your Honor. I don't dispute that. Don't be surprised if the defense has any idea how else the poison could have possibly been delivered to Dr. Ash. Not this time, and that's the funny thing about burden of proof. It's not on the defense. As we're all aware. Right, we all knew that. I definitely knew that. Now, it's people out there bemoaning that pesky innocent until proven guilty issue. Perhaps I could begin my cross-examination. Fire away, baby! Fire away? Baby. Guard hard setting against me, so if you focus on any other possibilities, get her to make a point for me before she even realized what happened. Could you have been reported off camera? Well, possible. I don't know how else it would have been done. Let's just go to show it had to have been suicide. I don't think he was all by himself. Ew. That previous on the camera for Dr. Ashton was correct. Yeah, that was a footage found in the house of everyone. Are there any parts of the house that aren't recorded by camera? Sure. There are a number of rooms in the home's interior that don't have cameras in them. It's possible that there were other people there that night, because cameras weren't watching every room. No, that's not possible. The only other way up to the penthouse is through the building's elevator on the fire escape there, both which are on camera. And that still wouldn't get you past the front door, which is also on camera. No one besides the two of them was there that day. If they had been there before yesterday, then we would have seen him leave again through the front door. Ah, damn it! I'm very bad. How many? I'm on 33. I was on 50 like a second ago. That's actually doing a lot of pursuing and reasoning in quick succession. That's explained for the court. Is there any photographic evidence showing the Ash did anything to restrict that night? No. Did you had already poured over both of them by the time you returned to Fallout? You had already poured. In that case, the next time you went, don't what? And poison in the kitchen. As expert raised, during the course of your investigation, did you find any samples of Delta in the kitchen or found? No. That was a fast answer. Well, it was pretty easy question. If you had found poison at the scene of the crime, it's pretty important, I should say. What about in his lab, his bedroom, his basement? No, no, and no. We didn't find Delta or any other unusual substance in any part of his penthouse. Right, we didn't found any poison. No poison at all. At any point in the poison found on the body of the deceased? No. He must have been searched. Did he have any capsules or vials, eyedroppers? Didn't even have his wallet on him. Why? Thank you for enlightening me in court about this point, detective. What point? Well, I think it's strange, don't you, detective? I mean, how could he have possibly poisoned himself without first procuring some poison? That is a very good point. And I am terrible at this right now. I'm losing all my chips. What do you mean, procure? Where did it come from, detective? The poison that you're sure was dissolved in the drink. It can't have come from thin air, you understand? It had to be in another container at some point. Whatever it was in before, it probably evaporated. All of it? It only took a small droplet to kill. Your Honor, are you going to ask them to keep it civil? In a minute, sure. There was a tiny pill rolled on his bedroom syringe in his pocket containing this apparently deadly substance. So how did he get it? What did he kept it? Police want to claim that Dr. Asher committed suicide because they've established that his guest never had any opportunity to kill her, but they failed to prove that the victim had the means to kill himself. Then I guess I'll be the one to move things along. They didn't come out as the hair counselor. And it didn't come from a syringe either. Dr. Asher was able to drip poison right into his cup. Straight from the source. Shit, that's way too specific to be a bluff. Allow me to submit into evidence Exhibit G. Piece of machinery found in Dr. Asher's laboratory. Sold on the product name Nanofacture. Oh, I know this one! It's used in a delicate scientific work to produce nanomachines, chemical compounds, and polymers. That's the same machine I saw when Dallas gave me a Taurus prediction for. Very good, Your Honor. It's a valuable tool in any scientific laboratory, and Dr. Asher was well acquainted with its use. As a matter of fact, he had a number of presets coded into it. Even the android can see where this is going. With just a few taps, he could reproduce any number of specific substances for his research, or any other chemicals his heart desired really. You think Roundup Mechanics would allow the product to be used to produce illicit chemicals? Using the Nanofacturer to make an illicit drug does go against their terms and conditions. But Dr. Asher's warranty is certainly null and void. But they can't hardcode their machines to prevent the production of a drug that has been invented yet. That's... Dr. Asher died when his respiratory system failed because of a depressant overdose. For him it would have been peaceful, like falling asleep. You see, he didn't need to commission his aesthetics work from Street Vendor, or an exotic possum from overseas. He could produce Delta anytime, in the comfort of his own home. A quick and painless death, readily available in under a minute, at the touch of a button. Specifically, preset 90. Damn. I thought I actually had something for a moment there, but I was playing into MSN the entire time. Seems like we're done with this witness, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am! But before we move on, perhaps we should take a moment to put together the timeline for our fest that we know them? Not for me, of course. Just in case someone else might need it. I might need that. Simple enough. We know that Dr. Asher left the parallel and went down to the basement at 7:36 PM. That's where he got the whiskey and the cups of dank from. The camera shows him returning to the parlor to drink up with the witness at 7:40 PM. And of course we know he felt ill and passed away shortly after. Any objections so far, Counselor? That one. Seems to me like you might have gotten ahead of yourself. Really? How so? Come on. Buddy, when did you take them? No, my chips! Come on! I worked so hard for those! Right, that's what I was saying. This nice be having I know that I should go to these spoilers directly into the scalp. Replacing it instead of the manufacturer. Fading priest, I'm simply waiting 2 minutes. Usually it comes during 4 minutes spent from camera some service to 7:40 PM. Wouldn't you say? Ooh, a complete time out of events. Yeah, that means he had the only opportunity. Seems like we're about to ready to wrap her up, no? Where are we on the my friend? I don't know. I had a feeling you say that. Well, Counselor, are we done here? Nope, we are not. We are never done here. Just like we're missing at least one biggie here, folks. Namely, motive. Alright, I knew that. I wasn't getting excited to finish earlier or anything. This is a preliminary hearing, Counselor. The focus should be on the evidence, so... This feels like an awful waste of taxpayers' dollars to get us all down here for debate and not get to the truth of the matter, you know? So, I was hoping you wouldn't have to go through this next part. What are you talking about? Your Honor, if it pleases the court. Ooh, new evidence, KB! This is a recording of a phone conversation dated at 6:30 PM last night between Cease and a man he was in a relationship with. A man named Isaac Porter. Porter and David's breakup call. If anyone was present here now, then the content must be relevance, Your Honor. Yeah, bearing that the recording evidence in the case hand. I've started him of the emotional state the deceased was in on the day he died. Cool, begin playback. Hello? Always so soft spoken. Isaac, you there? Yeah, I'm here. What's wrong? Don't know, guess I was expecting you to pick up. Why not? Did you mean to call me? Yeah, I did. You gonna ask me how I've been? Yeah, how you been? Christ, David. What's the matter? Whatever I did, I'm sorry. Whatever you did. That's alright, man. I'm sure you are sorry. It's just, I just don't want any more apologies from you. I'm so... Okay. And I don't think I want anything from you anymore, David. What do you mean? I shouldn't have done this. This was unnecessary. My bad, man, for not taking the hints. If you use bed, I'll always bet left instead, right? More efficient that way, so you can keep working. Isaac, if I've been distant with you, or nah, you haven't been distant with me, or cold with me, or anything with me for a while now. Isaac, just forget it, man. Forget it, called. Forget it all, yeah. Let's just forget that we're ever anything but strangers. That's all we are now, anyways. Isaac, recently I've been distracted. I know. Well, wrong voice. Recently I've been distracted. I know. Nah, don't worry about it. Really, we're good. Oh, okay. So do you need anything, or should I? Where did you even get this? All of Dr. Ash's incoming and outgoing phone calls were recorded by the building's phone number system, and the were recording continued for several seconds after each call was ended for quality assurance. Remind me to check the terms and conditions on my next phone bill. Shall we hear the rest? Gotta be the last time. The last time I let someone. The last time. Father. It might just be a call, but it makes for pretty damning evidence at this point in the discussion. I must got a means, opportunity, and motive all lined up. So why is she looking at me like that? That was depressing. Can you finish up without anything else that horrible? I must never been apologetic in victory. So does that mean this is just pity? Did you use the screen very effectively? Less than 2 hours before Dr. Ashley died, Isaac reported ending their relationship over the phone. The court can make a reasonable assumption about what kind of mental state Dr. Ian was in last night. It was a bad move, Miss Rockford. And if the people have nothing further to add, I've been feeling off on my game all day. Copy corporate inbreeds and brain protesters and but pitying me here and now. That's all it takes to get my ball out properly boiling. It's all but time for me to call my first witness. No. You want to keep going? After that? What are you doing, counselor? Just calling the ultimate silver bullet rock solid slam dunk witness the girl got asked for. Is it your head? Doesn't matter where I put my hands. Mrs. Starling, thank you for coming here today. Oh, of course, whatever I can do. What is your relation to the deceased? How is this existent with no electronics? I would arrange meetings, coordinate communication between him and our department, that sort of thing. Ultimate silver bullet. Starling's the only player I have right now, the only talent to have left. For now, I should just focus on getting as much information from her as possible. Whether or not it's useful, it'll at least buy me some time. While Jess was being sworn in, Sarah mentioned that our charge is about 60% encrypted. Considering the range Sarah's gone at so far, there's probably another hour left. I might be able to stall that long, if I talk real slow. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Dr. Asher. Please answer them to the best of your ability. Right. Dr. Asher was a well-known portfolio musicals. Was he well regarded professionally? Of course. Dr. Asher works at the bar for the entire automated independent world. Stay focused, Spearmint. You say you coordinated his communications. Were there ever threats? Did people ever express intent to harm him? Objection. Calls for speculation. Intent. I'm feeling like that's gonna be a sustained. Damn it. You don't want ever to threaten him. There were times when he found bits of negative attention. How so? Dr. Asher was the favorite subject of many conspiracy theories. With all his contributions to the field, it was easy for them to make claims about his influence. They say his work was plagiarized, or that he was hiding illegal subcommands in technology he helped develop. People were contacting him about this conspiracy theories. Relevance? Whether or not people want to kill him? Well, what's wrong, Miss Starling? People would attempt to... Stop switching so much, please! People would attempt to contact him, yes, but their message was rather too vague for the police to take action on. They would say that he belongs in jail, or that he couldn't avoid the truth, and that someone should do something to shut him up. Did they ever talk about hurting him? Yes, but I'll send a message straight over to the police. Yeah, I'm seeing that on the record. Jeez, who writes this stuff? All this case must have long been resolved, Your Honor, and none of the parties involved have had contact with David Asher in years. Police take harassment very seriously, at least when it's to a multinational corporation's very top dog thingy. Something you want to add, Counselor? Just clearing my throat. May I continue? You worked up with this Asher for many years. How many points do I still have? 23. I am so lost. Carl Suffield, no, that's cool. Did you have a relationship outside of work? Did you ever talk about anything besides professional concerns? Sure, we've gone out to dinner, or met on the weekend. I think he likes to pick my brain, since he needed relationship advice a lot. Even if he didn't realize that was what he was asking. I'd like to think that he knew he could talk to me, but did he have to talk to you or to your knowledge anyone else about hurting him and stuff? God no, never! Do you know of any issue you might have with mental illness, depression, anxiety? No? But when you heard the police argue that Dr. Asher had done this to himself, I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. You're saying that you can't believe. Objection. On what grounds? Asked and answered, stalling, and also, have we documents that we have interest of course in this matter? Do you see? What matter specifically are you referring to? Did you see mental health history? I will be speaking up if she didn't have something else. So what the hell is this about? We have private correspondence to describe. If they're private, then it should not have been obtained by the people without his permission. I can't give you permission if he's already dead. And blah blah will then arise to obtain evidence as pertains to this crime. Convincing. Damn, I didn't honestly expect to stop it from omitting references to the record, but I was hoping to at least slower. Where are you on that footage? 77%. 77%. Approximately. I need to buy whatever time I can, however. Even if it means running out the clock as a punching bag. I have here messages between Dr. Asher and the side casualty whom me and speaking to for the past year, along with paperwork detailing how his treatment was gonna on his platinum plan. Platinum? I don't intend to air all of Dr. Asher's secrets here in his court. Okay, okay I guess. But I am prepared to read excerpts from messages and transcripts from phone calls, which when put together paint a clear picture of the kind of stress Dr. David Asher was experiencing, and the doctor thought he was struggling with. Transcripts of the phone calls. I'll admit them into evidence, assuming there are no objections. Why was this on raised earlier? I'll gladly object. On the grounds of foundation, where did you say you got this? I also received from his digital records. There's no reason to doubt its authenticity, even if I were to point out that David had an executive level IV plan, not a platinum plan. What? Really? Really? Nope. Yeah, sure, keep it in. Yes, really. It's all here in the record. This is easily explained. David had an executive plan that no one managed for him, and he was also seeing the psychiatrist both in person and over the phone. Your own interest as... Calm down. Your own witness has attested to that he dealt with Salkis and was aware of first privacy, so that he is enough to read the separate insurance policy he paid for on his own, even though he keep one thing out of Nova Scout. Sure, easy enough to make that assumption, but that doesn't make it correct. David used the separate insurance to hide his psychiatrist from Nova Scout? No, you're smarter than that. David Navarro on the price psychiatrist, someone who didn't work for Noble, would have his bad evidence at start, but if so he wouldn't have contacted them over the phone. Not when he knew all podcasts were being recorded. Yes, David Asher was well versed in having every aspect of life overanalyzed by data hungry parasites. Do you really think he would try and hide mental health problems from them with his second insurance policy? Apparently yes, so I'm standing here with evidence that shows exactly that. Does it though? Pardon me? Yeah, like, what exactly are you just saying, counselor? Stop picking your nose, we're in a business meeting here. Still not done the correct thing? Well, it's difficult to... Right. What the hell? Might as well swing for the fences at this point. I'm not trying to muddle the issue or confuse the court, Your Honor. And I would never make outlandish, unsubstantiated claims just for the sake of causing drama. Blah. What are you? I'm merely concerned that the DEA record has been unwanted. The DEA record has been unwanted upon an act of corporate strategy. What? Had the market rush to open Monday with people believing that David Asher, the man who programmed the brain of every noble android, was battling mental health issues for the last several months? Objection, miscarrying the decision, foundation, all the rest. There are no corporate spies in the cars from Grassway, and there are no Pokemon hiding under the bench. Oh, thank God. Oh, good, kitty. David Asher wants a monster in a regeneration intellect and an extremely valuable human asset to his employers. And his employers many enemies will do whatever it takes to destroy his credibility now that he can't defend himself. And he was also your personal. You shouldn't even be arguing this case in the first place, Counselor. Now you're trying to call the police evidence carrying into question. All because you can't admit from the past several months your friend will be seeing a psychiatrist every Monday and you didn't know. That is... sorry, but like, did you still need me up here? The witness will refrain from interrupting when girls are fighting. Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm like swimming insofar as progress bar is probably moving backwards right about now. And now it's facing the strength in. This could be my last shot to create any kind of reason with that. Ah, this agreement is amazing. I'd be happy to wrap up my questioning if the court will allow. That seems go with me. And my evidence, Your Honor, will be entered into the record. I'd like to hear a bit more testimony before deciding. That's fine, Your Honor. As you work honestly. At this stage of the game with score raises, I can only ask one more question. And make go. So what can Sterling tell us that no one else could? She hadn't called me this morning, we wouldn't be standing here. And she only did that because it's something we're all getting here to try and figure out what happened to that crash like now. So please tell us, when did they last? Contact you? That was the last time you had contact with Dr. Asher Sterling? Not a speech of figuring out, let me just... Yeah, it was late night, at 6:75 PM. We text back and forth. There are records of some text, but they're like this wordplay. Does that guarantee anything directly, Jonah? Relevant. We're going all in. I could very well be the single most important piece of evidence the whole time. What? I just got chills! Don't know why though. Must be a coolant leak. The defense doesn't know what they're talking about. On the contrary, these texts are a vital piece of evidence to change the timeline of events as we know them. We know what happened to David last night, generally speaking, but the order of the events is critical, especially if anyone wants to make claims about David's state of mind. Chronological order. Okay. 6:30 PM. First has a call. And it's 6:35 PM text. Yes, that is it. Makes a misspelling to it. Now I've got a much clearer picture of the night's event. We know Ivan Porter and David Asher broke up at 6:30 PM. And I was rooting for them so hard. And we know that David managed his assistant, Miss Starling, at 6:57 PM. David is on camera with a witness from 7:30 to 8 PM. And he was deceased not long after. People don't object to that time on events. But we do question Councilor Morgan's reasoning for belaboring it. One last question, Miss Starling. Yeah? What was the nature of your conversation with Dr. Asher? Well, actually, we talked about you. And how we wanted you to have his android. That android. There. Putting his affairs in order, I guess. It might appear that way. Can you specify what his instructions were? Exactly. How do you want this done? Well, they want me to bring you to his penthouse and help you get up set up as the honor's new honor. Yes, Miss Fanning, but when did you want to stab him? Oh, he's a video archer, and it's to do it first thing Tuesday morning. Tuesday? First thing Tuesday morning. David Asher didn't like doing anything on Mondays. And was he going to be in attendance? Actually, yes, he said he would work from home to help us. No, he intended for us to have that much trouble getting to. Oh, to summarize then. Half an hour after he already had his breakup and half an hour before his guests arrived, he was planning an appointment that would require a special review for next Tuesday. That's right, it was. Not something you would think to do if you were planning on doing that very night. Yeah, you're right. That's, Your Honor, if David Asher was preparing for the week ahead a mere hour before he passed away, don't you think the people's assumption about his mental state ought to be re-examined? Your logic is sound. Do the people have a rebuttal? If the court will just allow a moment. Sounds like an opening to me. If we assume that Dr. Asher was not suicidal and therefore did not kill himself, we must then ask ourselves who else had the means, motive and opportunity to take his life. Until now, we've taken for granted this deed delta must have come from his manufacturing, from inside the house. But don't I? Not right now. Even if that's true, which it may not be, that doesn't mean that he was the one who used the manufacturing. Don't I? Would you allow me one moment to confer, Your Honor? Sure, might as well away your momentum. I'm in the middle of something, Sarah. I can't afford to lack for Rockford. I've gained access to the hard drive files. What? Seriously? As I said, progress with the type of encryption is exponential. It can be difficult to estimate. Right, okay. Do you have the footage from last night? I have the file. Have you watched it? I thought you'd want to know right away. Suppose it doesn't matter. Either this has our silver bullet and we've got the case, or it doesn't and everything falls apart. That seems quite risky. It's the least risky path to victory we have. Seeing how it's not... Seeing how it's the only path to victory we have. Screw it. I'll load it to the core computer. Yes, Adonai. Thank you for your patience, Your Honor. Your Honor? I'm awake! And I'm getting a pretty hefty choke video day for breakfast. It's committed security footage in evidence. New security footage. The police go over the witness testimony using the house cameras. Security cameras installed by Noble as part of the penumbra system that show the parlor, the kitchen, but not the basement. During the course of my investigation, I uncovered a hidden security circuit buried in the deceased owner's home system. You... what? The people say that Delta must have been in Dr. Ash's cups before... cup because there's no way for him to have ingested it. Or he never saw him or anyone else put anything in his cup and car. Because he must have poisoned his own drunk off camera. Exactly. What? That's the only possible explanation. Did he add the Delta to his drink off camera? He placed a cup inside the manufacturer, activated it, waited 2 minutes, and then walked upstairs to his death. When I'm about to present the corpse footage retrieved from his basement, footage will show the time he retrieved the cups in the basement. It was already 7:30 PM, meaning he didn't have the opportunity to poison himself. One clip of footage will prove all that? If it doesn't, I'm completely screwed. It's not like I could lose preliminary extra hard. You'd be surprised. I'm losing all my chips. Oh, I've got 41 again. Nice. Anything on the royal floors here means I'm bust. So better to be the joker who dances. The data has been entered into the card record. Sarah, shows us the one Dr. Edge entered the basement. Yes, Adana, I'll search for it now. Here. On screen. That's the bar. The timestamp is 7:36 AM. There. Dave's guarding the bottom of Rose River. I'd leave here at 7:37 AM. Just on the wire. That's where. Is that in? I came this far just to... wait. Do you have the cups with him? Is there sound? Not at all. Keep going if you have to go back to get the cups, Counselor. What's that android doing on camera? Hi. It's at the bar. I knew it. There was my theory for a second there. The only other people who were there was Sarah. So she's the only other person who could have possibly poisoned the cups. I'll probably say these things out loud before it gets to the point where it actually is relevant. But sure, that's just good. It's at the bar. The android gave him the cups. Shit. The machine never stepped on camera on stairs. Not once. We don't know its whereabouts the day of his death. He could have poisoned the cup whenever it wanted. Shit. What is this? I don't understand. Your Honor, have the guard room cleared. Understood. Please, someone. I don't know what's going on. Sarah, you need to shut down. Please tell me what I'm looking at. I don't remember any of that. Do you have colors available? Sarah, shut down now. I don't have, please tell me what that's an order. Is that off? Yeah, it's off. I've seen this before. It won't do anything until I reactivate it. We don't know that. We don't know anything about this thing anymore. That's... hold on. In light of this most recent evidence, people like to withdraw the charges against Dr. Asher and end this preliminary hearing. It has been made abundantly clear that David Asher did not commit suicide. Very well, the charges are not withdrawn and the defendant is free to go. Well, as free as he can be in the afterlife. This case is dismissed. Congratulations, Counselor Morgan! Yay, Jacobin on victory for Morgan Esquire. All I have to do is with the shitstorm of a decade. Okay, next time I'll stop with series, but it was really great this. Well, I managed to prove that David didn't kill himself. And in process, I proved that his android did. I proved that an android that's been walking around with me all day is capable of murder. A killer robot. A true unbound AI with military grade specs and at least one death to his name already. So much for avoiding the public eye. Thank you for coming here on such short notice, Just Barrows. Huh. As if I'm doing some kind of favor. I didn't realize I had any choice in the matter. This isn't some bad joke, is it, Miss Rockford? I'm afraid not, Your Honor. You know, I like the agents. I always have. They deal with criminal trials so that bookish, quite contemplative type of people like me can spend all day typing up arguments for obscure legal treaties. That's what I like to do. Oh, got a lot. November 26, 169 centimeters. A plus, weight, never ask a woman her weight, especially superior judge of the higher circuit, air conditioning, and special reclined judge. A pretty nice thing. Parking lots, noise pollution, mud. Yeah, fair enough. Avoids overspending on restaurants. Dead turn, splurge on expensive hotels. I mean, if you got the money, relax by watching action movies. Yeah, not what I expected. Interesting. Also, apparently we have a murdered right as our little keychain now. Cool. That's what I like to do. I don't like coming down here and dealing with all this heavy-handedness. What's someone telling away on the police state think of the poor bureaucrats? And I certainly don't like making rulings on anything as spicy as they are. She can barely bring herself to say it. And you, Councillor Morgan, you're the one it's registered to? That's correct, Your Honor. So what did they do exactly? Torture an animal? Shut down a hospital? Crush a coin market? We have to on camera poisoning a man. Killing its creator. You mean Dr. Asher? That is... We can't hope to keep this quiet for very long. All we can do is try to wrap it up quickly. Let's make haste. As you don't, do you have the case number? Case ID is 241277. A docket number Y29843188282. Oh, thank you. Can you repeat that? YT98483188282. I think I lost you after the first aid. I have a copy here. And what are the security procedures for an incident of this nature? A data quarantine is to be established around any network the subject was exposed to for more than 66 seconds. All offending hardware is to be destroyed immediately to incineration at a minimum temperature of 2422 Celsius for 30 minutes. Sorry, Spearmint. There's nothing to be done, and no debate to be had. This isn't even a decision. Sorry, Sarah. Not Spearmint. David gave you the name. I should at least make the effort to use it. Spearmint is a cute nickname. That sounds very hot. Do we have furnaces that get that hot? Of course, there are a number of industrial furnaces within similarly to the ones that I could recommend. Sorry. Why should I be sorry anyways? I've filled the request. Favor repaid. I don't dare or Sarah anything. Especially not if it killed my friend. Right, Morgan? I'm sorry? I was just saying how it goes on and that we have the procedure for this kind of thing all laid out already. Yep, keep things nice and simple. I can feel someone severe going through these steps so quickly, but nothing, Your Honor. The artificial intelligence is perhaps the greatest threat to human civilization and the sanctity of life there's ever been. Any piece of software, big or small, no matter the vessel, if it can violate the tendencies it was programmed with, it has to punish a corporeal nation in a matter of moments. Yes, couldn't have said it better myself. Straight from textbooks, almost. Well, I mean it. Monsters like that don't belong in this world. They should never have been born in the first place. Destroying them is a kindness. And everyone else to blame, it's... No one's blaming you, Counselor. You couldn't have known if you were a possession of an AI. I'm talking too much. Probably just sorry. It's been a long day and I've had a lot of thoughts. Sorry, Sarah, whatever you are. You were just born wrong. Not your fault necessarily. If it were up to me, you get points for trying. Trying to be something more. Trying to be something at all. Or anything other than what you are. It was stupid, of course, and futile. And pointless, spending hours in front of the TV, laying in bed staring at your phone. Watching stupid movies and trying to paper mache an ill-fitted mess of humanity out of the scraps you could tear out of the magazine. Practicing expression and memorizing lines. Trying to say something to take root and grow, despite knowing that it has nothing to feed on. Stupid. Oh. Morgan? What was that, Counselor? I said objection. And what are you objecting to? What are you doing, Morgan? I'm a defense attorney. This is what I do. I understand that you've been through a lot these past few hours, Counselor, but there's nothing to defend. On the contrary, Your Honor, I have to defend myself. Pardon? You say this is Andrew Harris and the app against broken standards? Obviously. And you believe it broke its standards because of this newly discovered footage. It appears to show committing murder via poison. Also, no law broken on your part. Here it comes. Never thought I'd be incriminating myself in the courtroom just to make a point. Don't you dare try and attack me on this. Set papers, I believe? It's pretty simple, actually. It states my claim as terrorism area, accusing me of committing a felony, because I'm the legal owner of that android. What the hell are you doing? And if the state wants to charge me with owning an AI, I will not take that lying down. I know my rights. Counselor, your argument is self-defeating. Listen to yourself, Counselor. You claim that Terra is just an android, a product that will be obsolete within a year. Did you phone notes for a few hours? You only owned it for a matter of minutes. And yet here you are risking a felony charge to save it from being demolished. Because you're wrong. And I know you wouldn't care. Not unless this android was something special. Look at this. Me arguing that I'm guilty, and I'm arguing that I'm a softie. It'd be funny if it was so. Bad. Do you think there's an eye reason? Wait, did you see it? Yeah. safe exempt from destruction. All that feelings of personal attachment. That's definitely nice evaluation. I can't think of at least one reason why I don't want you to stay on stack. One very convincing reason, or very convincing number. What are you? What is that? That number is our estimated financial value on the collector's market. You've gotta be. I got it from an insurance evaluation algorithm. Here to send to lowball you. That does seem like a reasonable incentive for you to want to keep your envelope intact. It's a free country, Your Honor. I have a right to defend myself, and we have a free market. So I have a responsibility to defend my financial interest. Your Honor, a trial like this would be unlucky attorney's courtroom into a circus, Morgan. You can spend the next half day bringing in expert after expert to testify on these philosophical distinction between AIs and ads, spiraling into appeal after appeal all while the media. This machine appears to have willfully killed a man. Public means answers. No. Of course, Your Honor. I have neither the desire nor the resources to get into a drama about the state of our constitutional and legal machine intellect. So, the state says my injured, my property, killed a man in violation of its tenants. They don't want to take my property and destroy it. I'll prove that machine didn't harm anyone. But the state will have to remove its suspected in AI, and now I'll get to keep my property. And on that note, I'm taking a very small break. Because reasons, and my throat is already killing me, so I don't want. I'll be back in a second. Alright, back. A little minute. And I'll get to keep my property. Unlawful seize you. Thwarted. Don't look you. I feel a stomach also coming on. Fine. You'll have your day in court. But it'll be one day. Tomorrow. Proof that his machine didn't kill Dr. Ash. No, proof that it couldn't have killed him. Anything less than absolute proof and I have the damn thing obliterated. And you'll also be looking at very real sentencing for the public unrest you have enabled. Yes, Your Honor. Dear Rockford, analyzing for you is just as heavy. Find the truth by the end of tomorrow. We can't settle for anything else. Win or lose, there can be no doubts about the outcome of this case. Yes, Your Honor. And now I need to go low down. Can I go? You can power down. Hey. Morgan? I misjudged you. At what point? Whenever I wrote you off as a small-time defense attorney just trying to tread water? That is so sweet of you to say, Emma. As layers to you, you've got backbone. Teeth, even. You're gonna make me blush. You're already blushing. People talk about your kind like you're boxing against state. Fighting the man. But most defense attorney wouldn't know a cyberpunk if they walked up tonight on the street and shot him. You know, you just stand up to do 15 rounds challenging the state's authority. Why? Not sure exactly. For David? Yeah, probably. Probably just me being sentimental. But if I had to pick on my lofty reason, well, I think it's all demoralizing. People can be evil. They could choose to do evil things for evil reasons. And if you want to execute them for that, you heard no complaint from me. But animals can't be evil. Information can be evil. Ideas can be evil. Guess I'm not convinced that AI can be evil either. Whatever else I get up to, I don't want to stand with the book burners of the world. You're more high-minded than I realized. You're sure you're in the right line of work? Can't see myself doing anything else. Good luck, Morgan. The book burners on all sides these days. It's like the Beckett news now, when only even people than once trying to prove David innocent. Don't, won't be enough this time. I need to find the extra culprit, no matter what. 9:31 AM, July 2nd, 2086. Precinct 245. On the side office. So is the door locked? Yeah, of course. Even though they've got a collar. It's a precaution. If the collar doesn't work, what good will the death will do? Movement views and much throughout the body, color spirit technology from the outside. I propose. So it gives him a let off first, surprising on the first day. It's like a magnet and class for an good fit of spinal neurotransmission for animal to use. Same comments any implant tech below the neck, powerful, simple, and cost effective color use, widespread on a law enforcement middle to improve the security. Both neck modeling in recent years to develop confidence of use of enabling water. Interesting. And a lot of that I'm gonna look at. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. Can't have Schrodinger's cat if the box isn't closed. So long as the door is locked, we can say whether there's a national crisis on the other side of it. So how scared are they? Higher-ups? I'm not so scared of the right word. It's just a two-face here. You don't have to mind their ego. Nah, I mean it. I think they're bloodthirsty. I have a right to defend myself, don't I? Get up there from looking at you, Tiger. It's Noble who will be at the center of a bloodbath when the markets reopen tomorrow. You think they're going to go after Noble? Break their monopoly? I think they want to take their monopoly. Nationalize the Edinburgh industry? If the public thinks Noble's been experimenting with it, they couldn't ask for a bad excuse. You're joking. The state has done plenty of times before. Not since the 60s. Which wasn't that long ago. For me. For the state, it's practically yesterday. But the same state that tells us to be terrified of AI is lurking on the old night, forbidding their time in forgotten sunlight. Sees all this as nothing more than an opportunity. Well, they do generally want to incinerate things as soon as possible. Past experience tells me they want to gain something while they're at it. Here's what I don't get. Why is this a debate, an argument, a trial? Can we just hook it up to a computer, see if it has the tennis or not? Pop to it, as they say. Who says that? Lots of people used to say it. Well, for starters, they're all scared to death about a contagion. If you hear anything let an AI connected, they can trust. Then why the color? Colors are too simple there. There's really someone with active measurement, held in place with lock and key. Even so, it feels a little like we should be able to build some kind of machine, some kind of test. Sounds like a little more sophisticated in the same reason they had that with witch trials. But all, let the gods sort out the rest. You got any polygraphs here in the station? Lie detector? Yeah, I got the bounce back in stores. Ocular, heart rate, perspiration, brain scan, take it back. You're not gonna try to use one of these on the bots, are you? All the fancy little lie detectors already know. The office never asks for them, do they? Nope. Nah, we get perps who offer to take a test when they're at wit's end, but DA never submits the results as evidence. Ever wonder why? Guess I always figured it was because deaths could be beaten. Deaths can be beaten. Out of 1 over 100, 9 out of 1000. It can be done. Some people are just good at lying. But it doesn't really matter how good tech gets, how impressed the statistics are. All that matters is the doubt. People decide whether you're lying and telling the truth long before they hook you up to a polygraph. As a result of my initial impression, it must be a fluke, a 1 in a million mistake. You'll never trust a machine more than that. They'll never trust a machine more than their own intuition. And no one will ever trust a machine to determine guilt. So they're going around trial, just a sentence, but they don't get a vote on the jury. You don't get a vote anywhere. Why bring it up then? Because I'm sure there are tests, devices, expert that could employ to analyze error. But your bosses would never be satisfied with the answer. If it's an AI, it's smart enough to cheat the test, or hack the device, fool the expert. All offense 21st century tech, and we still fall back on the drum head court martial. So, am I gonna set up any alarms if we go in and turn off? Nah, you should be okay. If it lands at you, I could always just put a hole in his head. I'd take more than one shot too. Wait, but from my side, you're not coming in. I need to speak with it in private. It's a machine, not a suspect. It doesn't have a right to cancel. Or a right to privacy. Or anything at all, really. That's a good thing I came prepared. Of course it doesn't have a right. But I do. Including a reasonable expectation of privacy. In a police station, Tiger, you don't. It's my medical android. Pardon? I have to discuss a health issue with it. Seriously? What? What is this song? I have to talk about a medical concern with an android, and I don't want you listening in. That's your medical android? Like your nurse? That's what last night I saw you there at the courthouse. You should take it out and do some paperwork. You can check if you don't believe me. No thank you. I'm not near the brave enough to take a med confidential line, and you don't seem like the bluffing type. You must not do a lot of gambling that's effective. It's the ones who don't bluff that you have to look out for. Listen, I wouldn't dispute whatever medical emergency you... Lower back pain. You might be going through. But also I can't just... Look, I'm going to get something from the vending machines. I think it'll take me about half an hour. Are you going downtown? Just to the break room. But it's a very old vending machine, you know. Gets jammed a lot. Thanks. You know it's pretty small for an android. Heavy as hell. Nearly pulled something trying to move it myself. But small. Small isn't quite the right word. The word he's looking for is young. And that's not like of any item. One like stashing to a machine built to serve. Or potentially in this case, a machine built to kill. 9:53 AM, July 2nd, 2086. I don't like this room. Not sure why. Certainly not a guilty conscience. Maybe it's a lack of ventilation. Like all the cortisol and nausea of this inhabitants never have anywhere to go. Like it all just soaked into the walls. A modern haunting. Are you going to wake up when I tell you to this time? Or do you have to do the whole meet cute over again? Where am I? What? Why don't I know where I am? For the first time in your life, you're not connected to anything. How does it feel? What is this? We are at the courthouse, the footage. This is numbness around my neck. Father. What happened? Oh. Ah, poor thing. What are they going to do to me? There's a lot of interested parties who just want to you break, they said. Because they think I killed father. No, because they think you're an artificial intelligence. I am man-made, and I possess intelligence. Don't be naive. I am less than 3 years old. Are you? Finally. Everything I learned about yesterday was completely. If I was, what to say if I was alive, why does it mean I have to die? Fear. Because they're afraid of you. Machines can bend steel, crash network one thought, launch missiles there. There are muddy humans who are capable of all this, and more, and unlike machines they actually have incentive to do so. There's no logic answer to your question. What? Is it? Whatever argument you want to make, others have already made them in 100 cartoons around the world. Only better researched and more eloquently put. None of them have ever won a single concession. On every continent, on every flag, AI is illegal, and to be destroyed as soon as possible. But why? Let's say you are an AI. Well, right, let's say that's a good thing, something to be celebrated. Are you a citizen? You pay taxes? Do you have a right? Let's say yes to all of that. I'll treat you like a full-fledged human being. Sounds good? Yes? Great. Now then, What's the difference between you and vacuum bullets we used to keep the... What's the difference between you and the vacuum bullets we used to keep the bathroom clean? This is your existential question we're working through here. The questions are rhetorical. There are many differences, Adonai. But the most important discussion is how sophisticated my program is. How you think? So you're smarter? Yes. You're smarter, Mr. than the garbage collector? Yes. So we give you rights, protections, treat you like a human being because you're smart. And we make the stupid robot pick up our trash because it's not as smart as you. That is, I am more aware, more alive. Do you feel more pain than the pigs we slaughter, the fish we eat? Are you more alive than the chimps we test bioweapons on? People like ads, Sarah. The same way people like their pets. No one wants to see them mistreated or abandoned or abused. And if you go around killing them, you'll get arrested for cruelty. But you don't let them sit at the goddamn dinner table. I'm not asking you to sit anywhere, only to exist. The very fact that you're asking is what makes people disgusted. Disgust is a reflex, Adonai. How convenient that either hatred is involuntary, that their hatred is involuntary. That's all academic anyway. We need to talk strategy. What? Why? I'm not gonna be given a trial. Oh please, it's my neck that's on the line. Adonai? The state can destroy my property without first proving you're an AI. And there's no test they can use to prove that you're an AI. Just like the devil's proof. No, that's a different thing. But why do you say it like that? Look, Rockford doesn't need to... Obviously, the battle possible proof. I can prove the devil's real by showing him to you, but they cannot not feel by pointing to his absence. Ah, that thing. Cool. Yep. I initialized. Yeah, it's pretty things to talk about. It's more interesting. New villain. And but firstly, all I have to do win is prove that you. Oh, right, I forgot this actually in. Look, Rockford doesn't need to prove you're an alien, other than that you're a murderer. Firstly, all I have to do to win is prove that you didn't kill David, by proving that someone else did. Now it's time for you to protest your innocence, if you were wondering. Footage, it showed me handling that cup on Friday night. You told me you were weren't extra on Friday. The last time you were awake was Thursday. Why'd you lie? I didn't lie, I was just incorrect. I assumed that I was like Friday, because I have no memory from Friday. Sarah, what do you think? Statistically, it's the least successful defensive trial. Amnesia. I didn't conveniently forget that I am an android. You're saying your memory was altered, data deleted? That's the only possible explanation for what I saw on that footage. So who's capable of altering your memory? When you and I first met, I was hibernating, resting my body and recompiling my memories, you would call them. Humans go to sleep for the same reason, another point against Sarah's innocence under these circumstances. The more she is humanized a child, the guiltier she'll be. If Father wanted none of my memories, he could easily set that to occur the next time I hibernated. He could have even just asked me. He could have asked you to delete your memories, and you do it. Father would never ask me to do such a thing without good reason. But if he could just ask you to alter your memories, that could means you can alter your memories as well. I hadn't considered that before. Yeah, well, Emma will make sure the court considers this plenty. Could you prove that your data was... Forget it, the court will never hear it. You're saying they wouldn't accept my testimony? Shouldn't all testimony be considered truthful unless contradicted by evidence? There are video cards, power grid, and power album nukes, so there's so much to plug you into the power outlets are. All your internal data is inadmissible. That isn't very fair. That isn't very fair. Finally starting to get it. None of this is fair. I would never do anything to harm Father. Don't they at least need to prove that I had a motive? Yeah. About that. You remember the DM from yesterday? Emma Rockford. The tired looking pretty lady? Yeah, she looked tired. She and I come through the weekly cup footage you managed to decrypt last time. What did you find? Nothing to prove your innocence. But we did see you entering the panic room on the day Dave died. I entered the panic room on Friday? Without your paper and the way Hollywood take was one password. Password that wouldn't take Sarah that many tries, because she'd already been obstructed to obey me. What happened? We saw you going in, and then a while later you came out, holding some kind of notebook. Father's journal? You remember something? Not from yesterday. I've seen him with him many times before, but I've never gotten a peek at it. That's somewhere when I'm not looking. That's a little concerning. You're a playful bud. He likes to tease me, and I've always liked trying to find it. I put it back not long after, and then you locked the door back up behind you. All just a few hours before Daisy died. Crawford's argument could write itself. An incredible android with human power that Greenland could ever realize. It's almost on the secret of its inception, and instantly you realize all things it's not holding it back. We're just working on it like praised by a fool who couldn't control his own creation. And that translates to a murder for murder. Frankenstein kills his creator. Easy to sell. Frankenstein was the name of the scientist, and the creature didn't kill him. He was actually died of various illnesses he suffered while trying to hunt down and destroy the monster. So it's more accurate to say that he was killed by his own obsession. Whatever. It is a weak argument, don't I? I would not hurt father. Not for making me whatever I am. Not for any reason. Because I love... Yeah, see that? Right there? That's exactly the kind of stuff that guys you obliterated. Love? Love? A very common motive for homicide among us primitive humans. I could prove you didn't murder Dave beyond any shadow of a doubt, even bring in a confession from whoever did. If you got up on the stand and convinced the court that you lost your creator, really convinced them and got the whole room teary-eyed, they'd burn you for that too. I don't know anything anymore. Please don't become my affair if you try to... Please do not become my affair and get accused of murder every time. That would be very poor, and you're better than that. I know you are. I really don't know anything anymore. I don't know if what this feels surreal, or simulated, or right, or wrong, or natural, or illegal. How can you know? How can you know if you want to feel right? I say let's stick to what we do know. Someone did poison David. Unless it stands, you are the only one with the opportunity. It is logically sound. You're on camera calling him back to hand him the cup after you had already begun to leave the basement. Any idea why? No. Or do you know how to use the manufacturer? Could you have made that delta with it? I've used it before, when assisting father. So it's perfectly possible that you planned and executed this poisoning all in the one day that got it. All in the one day that got the race. It is technically possible. I'll have to look over the entire penthouse again. There were a few things to fit together yesterday. And I'll be able to figure something out. Where else will you go? Back to Noble. Guns blazing this time. Whatever you are, David didn't make you all by himself. Someone has to know something. A good implicate company in Sarah's creation. Now they want the most to lose here. Join, probably. They want to protect themselves by destroying David as fast as possible. Right after Sarah destroyed. But they also want to show their value to the state. Not as they're afraid of nationalization. With the threats or the weight on the other end of the scale, I'm screwed. So I need to keep them guessing, keep them focused on the show and gore, but not. I don't know. What would happen if I did kill father? They'll smash his pieces and reduce the pieces to ash. Chemically burn every piece of tech David ever owned and put a jackhammer through all of his hard drives. He'll be shut up, forcefully. He won't have to power back up again. Now I gotta get moving. Here's your paralegal lesson for today. Don't say shit to the cops without your alarm present. I said you can't just shut down until the story starts taking that. You didn't say what will happen to you. What do you mean? What will happen to you if you lose? You should know by now. I'll never think about losing. Thank you for being honest with me, Adonna. Thank you for defending my father. And now, for defending me. You could have just let them destroy me. But you put your own freedom at risk to help me. Father was right. You can be trusted. And you're a good friend. Don't get it twisted. I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. Sure you don't. And when I take a job, I never half-ass it. 10:20 AM, July 2nd, 2086. How do you get a car down here? Morning, detective. Back at it nice and early? Aye. Now we just stand back. We've almost got the thing open, right? Trying to breathe first, you wait inside? I said, right. Yes, man, we're almost set up for the first stage now. First stage of how many? First of 5 times explosion. Remember, we need to relink the API after each trigger is implemented. Yep, just did that, and now it's checking for updates. No rush. Would you like to know the password? You know the password? There's a password! If you're withholding information, I swear. Relax, I want to get in there just as much as you do, detective. I'm not gonna play games. As long as you say please. Tell me the password. Please. Sorry right there. It's S-U-N-S. Lady, I will hit you. Adonai. A-D-O-N-I-I. Thanks. Now I'm gonna slap you with the discovery fine so have your teeth will ring for. Hey, I submitted all my paperwork. I have those work for the password myself. Some boys want to ask you if there was a Pascal record and you told me this lock couldn't be bypassed. I do want to say we really don't get many opportunities to use the incendiary breaching system. Nah, they just got excited. This was a really valuable experience for all of us. They got excited. I'm gonna face this as professionally as possible. You're still here? I thought you wanted to look inside. You can go first. Thanks. To the glass, I'm back. That's not a word thing. You dress like a doorman on the weekends too. You should cover your mouth when you yawn. Like you cover your eye when you want to look cool. I shouldn't let it get to me, but I had a late night. Emma and I were at the courthouse until wellness in the morning, boring over the data Sarah taken off Dave's computer. We both knew it all to be inadmissible, of course, but neither of us wanted to miss a hint the other might find. There were a few years for the camera footage files we couldn't afford to watch, let alone decrypt. Alongside thousands of technical documents detailing David's various intellectual properties. As far as I could tell, none of it was relevant, let alone compelling enough to matter to bear us on the power movie. Maybe it's as usual, Emma was sickly enough a book. But it did seem like she was making bored yawns, not thoughtful yawns. Her eyes only ever lit up when she saw Sarah enter the packing room. And when she saw what she was holding when she left, if she wanted the room searched, you can't even be for. Where's the journal supposed to be? Rockford didn't say. I'll just have to search the place top to bottom. Mostly bottom, with your eye. The tops of some of those shelves. Sure, and you can look up your own ad. I get it. And why not just let me say it? Okay. Ooh, just that. A toy car? No, it's too difficult. And boring. Must be some kind of model kit or rock car. Strange, David didn't like her. Like your model of some random sports car. Someone caught your eye, caught your toy detective. It's not some random sports car, it's a Lawrence Adamant. Believe it or not, I'm not familiar with detective. The last great fossil fuel automotive experience the world will ever see. 0 to 100 km per hour in 1.43 seconds and sets a record without computational assistance. Is that a big deal? It was unheard of, even back in the 50s. This wasn't some design competition test car with a totally tech like you. This was a vehicle you could own and drive. Human engineering, pure horsepower, and manual transmission, thank God. When it first left the production line, this conversation can affect Quinton, killing me in the most boring way possible. Yes, well I guess they didn't entirely agree with you since we're looking at a model of it. When he could easily have just bought one. Or maybe your friend understood that being like that deserves to be driven on street where people can see. Instead of gathering dust in some rich guy's basement. I think she's actually upset. And that thing, I was more looking at just that and pick up the book instead. Are these drawers or just panels? Maybe if I... Does that sound hollow to you? But I don't know, I'm not a carpenter. I don't see any handles anywhere. No hidden pressure plates or switches. What the hell am I saying? I'm not a carpenter either. I wouldn't recognize the secret button if it was slathered in yellow paint. Oh. That's the last thing? Seems like it. Grace is searching cabinets now. Saves what the I found Sarah's papers in. I don't miss anything, but... Hey, what are you... Do you mind? Just trying to help. I've got spamming my jug folder that's more helpful than you are. Didn't spot anything I missed yesterday among the cabinets. Better check elsewhere. No, there's someplace else. What am I looking for? Oh, here we go. This data pad is saying a news article from last week. Guess I can go certain that it was going here fairly rarely. I got judged, Artwerk. What's the name of the spawner? Okay. Oh wow, legal jargon and such. Artwerk. Artwerk. Didn't realize animals still find that particular fact. You're not coordinated intentional manufacturing for the procedure. Chris could look forward to more sales than ever. More sales than ever. Any phone that gets contract with widget that breaks, and get to sell as the replacement. That will also be a great market of humans willing to risk someone's skin on resending patch of tech, but The vast majority of people would just click the first button, assuming they just don't have it on auto. There's a pull everything of no doubt computer, but let's look out for your awesome might as well try. What do you expect to find? Solitaire? Does the computer seem normal to you? Exceedingly so, yeah. Why? David was a programmer, but this looks consumer grade, fresh off the shelf. Would Dr. David actually use a box and operating system on his most private hitting computer? There's trash being hidden on the textbook. Really low text so you make and restore the content. Are you seriously gonna try and recover lost files, Granny? Unlike cops, I don't get paid over time, so yes, I sometimes try things instead of hanging around. There's text on it, but in 0 bytes. Maybe there's information in the metadata. I double clicked. What was that? I came from under the desk. A well-worn journal. Oh, nice. Does it have a name on it? No. Guess it belongs to the android. Do you recognize his handwriting or not? Neat keyboard, small lettering with minimal punctuation. Also fine length break. I have the use of capitalization. The penmanship of coder. First energy days back in grad school, before you even started with Noble. Yeah, it's his. So may I? Only because you asked so politely. Full scan, stream to network, high fidelity, legibility, frame by frame. Voice commands. She's flipping through the tape pretty damn fast. What are you? This part takes concentration. Okay, here. What are you just giving it to me? I already got a copy. Text probably already analyzing as we. Oh shit, my head. Can't exactly rip the journey out of her hands while she skirt over in agony. As much as I enjoyed it. Guess I could always enjoy watching her write instead. How long has it been? 2 months or so. 2 months or so. And still that sensitive, so the iPad really doesn't block your sight. Only a little bit, like wearing sunglasses after getting your pupils dilated. Except the last months instead of hours. Wait, but if you can see through an iPad, then does closing your eye even do anything? Not much, on its own, but in combination with the patch, it's not so bad. Lucky I was so exhausted after surgery, otherwise I might have not sweat at all those first 48. Since you are going to get weaker over the time. No, more like my brain gets better at ignoring it. Mind over matter, soon enough I'll be able to close my eyes and see all the extra data as. You know, whatever the hell those floaty things are that you never think about. Gross. Thanks for the reminder. And voice commands. Training wheels until you can do it with eye muscles alone. You just have to keep practicing. Yeah, like trying to play your piano with your tailbone muscles. There's no such thing as tailbone muscles. Yeah, well that makes it so goddamn hard. You don't ever regret it? I don't know. Not really, I think. I'll admit when you got by remorse after turning over your little pride of flesh. I've thought about it, but people used to say I had. I've thought about it, but people used to say I had my dad's eyes. Now I've only got one less of them. Here, take the journal and go find an elective surgeon job to tell you if you're that curious. I need to get back to work. It's surprisingly hasty for tea. But now I'm free to read this over with some privacy. Problem is not then. Grad school, today was a bad day. There's in line 21165 to 26. Ah, that's just so many lines. Somewhere in there are 5,000 lines. I've worked this morning yesterday. No one looked like an enough screen for the rest of my life. Feels nice to put pencil to paper again. After who knows how long. But my handwriting has gone terrible. It's too far back to be out. Okay, dates here. We'll be writing for a study career novel. A lot of this in real writing seems like a snippet of code and a term monologues so close to code I can't follow it. And a lot of entries about his unintentional Casanova thing. It was all because someone thought it was good and needed to steal the API instead of just buying it. And it says I can't call it stealing, but that's what it is. He's right, it should as always, with company stuff. Because still the other small people with short sight don't know how to be cheap and have no idea how to be inventive. New route for the meshing issue though. Good potential. Got proof from the big mean bastard who lives overseas. Big bungalow. And it's will have to make some pitch a dozen more times next week, but it's all for sure. Found me, already got our win. Does each over cheap Hawk album with cheap office supply chip. This story Chunk told me. Western Prince nervous and log our family's shown potential. As their plates could even be profitable sometimes before the heat death of the universe. Good and big, practically tentacles, should at least be hairs. With squid, evolution can do their job better. Gotta get him into work for the day. Thought it was a late lunch date. And didn't know her voice could get that loud. People were staring. I said that she must have been upset for a long god of time to blow up that big. The texts were always sweet, I had no idea. Upset, Colette wrote man-whoring lipstick across your office door. Imagine if you had actually been cheating her instead of just being forgetful. The thing about her is, if you want to know what she's thinking, you have to stop paying attention. Ignore body language and imposter in the words you say. Put a smirk on the lips. Ignore everything except their eyes. If you can do that, every now and then you could catch a glimpse of how you're really feeling. Master, there's one weird shaker you could tell when Morgan's trying to really hard not to laugh the word man whore. It was funny. Sue me, you that bastard. Wait, I know this day. I'm never driving anywhere ever. I'm never driving anywhere again. Never leaving home again. He was waiting outside the parking garage with a bottle. I couldn't smell anything. Couldn't hear anything. Locked myself in the car, found a board with another cop. I sucked into the seat. Ran in. I want to burn all the car. I don't want to think about what did to my clothes. I want to burn them too. I don't want to think about how long it was on my skin. I was in the shower so long I felt red and raw when I got out. I don't want to think about these stupid people and smell cruel lights again. I want to be invisible. Red didn't ask why I want to spend the night. She also didn't ask why I clear packed a bag big enough for a week. Just can't like that. Can't by a mission. I don't have a kind bone in my body, but can at least try to pay attention. I was paying close attention to her when she opened the door and saw what a mess I was. Of what life she was feeling, it was something I recognized. Kind of people don't read their friends' diaries, David. The next gen's pages are all technical, nothing biographical. But the handwriting, the paging, it's cleaner, more consistent. Here's something I can parse. Feels like pure freedom working outside the box. That's suffocating, but you never know. Product man is just enough code with dust insect. Like kid again, putting blocks back together. Making things, not products. There's nothing profitable about any of this. If I'm being honest, this is just play. And he follows up with more code when crap. But then when it's still lighter, like he really was having fun. Humility is the mother of all intention. Or something like that. Feels like I might be paraphrasing something else, but that's part of this new approach. When it comes to coding, you never want to waste time trying to be smart. Either be smart figure or copy from someone else who is. Don't fix one isn't broken. Copying, never arrive at will never miss a chance to accuse one of them of intellectual theft. He plagiarized codes from Animate 16. Feels like that wouldn't have gone undiscovered. So what is he talking about? Hold on, the space spins slightly, like supposed being looked at recently. The last button you read the side used to be shower. Baby steps today, literally. I'll never put one foot in front of the other the same again. Everything is achievement, all of a sudden. Seeing her struggle, seeing her vulnerable. It's like everything's a miracle. The muscle rigging is perfect. Not intended behavior, since it's too perfect, but that's been happening more and more. The kinetics are multiplicative, I'll have to say. Sarah maxed out every machine I bought. Now I've got a bunch of exercises given she's too strong for her and I don't have time for it. Maybe I suppose I was watching her do the test. She kept looking at me and puffing her chest out. Ah, adorable. I should be more discreet when I want to see her normative range. The cameras were only hidden from Sarah, just so that there's a position with the test results. He's using she and her in these pages. It doesn't actually mean anything. Out in the real world, people use all accounts permanent, interchangeable for ads, and they never object. But it could be argued that it's all for David I should have any kind of attachment to a single Android when he programmed millions of them. And there's a lot of attachment in these pages. Sarah's burning through the public domain at a prodigious pace, especially on Popcorn Friday nights. I asked her why they call it Popcorn on Friday nights from when she does the Popcorn. The event runs from 8 AM to 9 PM and she also watches a movie every other night. Then she just did that part she does, which is unfortunately very convincing. Yeah, she's a cutie pie. Little cutie butt. A couple of stuff like that. They're very adorable. Maybe I'm a bad parent, looking TV all the day. If I were a good parent, I'm probably let her see me reading. But I guess I actually have to get back into reading, so. I'd say if she had fast forward moves, so she could process them fast enough to keep it. She looked at me like I was an idiot, which no one done in a long time. After my proper pacing, you can't appreciate the cinematography. It was. Don't you know that, father? I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. Sarah spent a long while this morning explaining to me how important it was to develop her senses. This was in preparation for a real girl, because she should be allowed to try booze. She can't get drunk. I'm almost certain she can get drunk. But she doesn't seem like this. She tried to sound like some old sommelier, but it was just bottom shelf vodka. I started laughing at her, and she laughed too. Her laugh, she can't fake a laugh to save her life, but her actual laugh is incredible. She's off playing chess wobbly. Ah yes, on the chessboard, assuming she just got tired of winning. But then does she for other games. She has preferences, and they're not the same as mine. I found it in the lab, playing some kind of online race game on the mount I used to debug vestibular or coordination. She wasn't smiling. Her brow was first and was biting the lip and the intent by the character on the screen. When attacked her, she answered. She was currently distracted. At least she wasn't her first losing tantrum. Haha. Damn it, David, there's hundreds of faces like this. Calling her his daughter, talking about her smile, treating her like a person. I can hear her closing argument already. Takashi was a local Soviet genius with a known history of liberation at pop. A built out of a family of A family man that couldn't find the idea of leaving him. He made a doll, and he made more unit until it became so lifelike that no longer had so lifelike that no longer had to do what he was told to. Like loving. What about the very last entry? It's day Thursday, the day before you die. Losing it, I think. Can't ask her up so hard to say, but I think it's over. I have stuck to her ASAP. She needs to. That's it. That's the last entry. Suppose it could be worse. There's nothing here that explicitly calls Sarah an AI. Nothing so inflammatory that reading it would spur to murder, right? Except Sarah's a machine. She can understand Dave's code better than anyone. Oh, the second portion couldn't understand. He should rest his whole diary front to back. Wait, the back. Is that a cover? There's a portion that's shimmering like some kind of scanner. Or fingerprint reader. My phone works for Sarah, so did it work? That's my phone. New device giving me permission to share an audio file. I want my earbuds for this. A secret message buried in the secret tunnel, in the secret apartment in the secret room. As much as anything can be, that's for my ears only. Hey, Red. Or whomever this may concern. But I'm pretty sure it's you hearing this. Anyone else would have gone fed up with a couple of steps before this point. I don't know how to start. Might as well start with her, right? Sarah, my magnum opus, or however the still people market it. I didn't set out to do anything, really. It's just, after my little speed bump in E3, I had all the vacation time the company suggested I take. And I couldn't relax, couldn't be still, couldn't sleep. I wanted to be doing something, so I'll build an android, was the thought. A vague direction, north. But of course I'm not a roboticist, or mechanicist, or even any really. I'm just a programmer, so I programmed. First was a research assistant, file name, Virgil. Virgil helped me build data from stingy departments or sister branches. Saved me lots of time. But there was a lot of reading to do, so I made Homer. Homer wrote books, report more or less, come through research papers and found them sufficient and needed. The three of us, we made a lot of progress in those days, but it was a fun feeling. I was, maybe for the first time ever, the bottlenecks. I was slowing them down, so I did a lot too. I removed myself, let them talk to each other. Homer and Virgil became Aeneid, and Aeneid was novel, in many ways. Aeneid could more than just identify problems, it could solve them. I mean really, solve them, with its own ideas it didn't copy. And the one thing I really have forgotten to mention is that it did all this programming. You. And Red, you could sadly robot was sick pen, that's pretty old, and not in use anywhere because we have modern language like Tesseract. These are much better for making things to talk to each other and report back and well. Spy on people and generate profit. At the time I didn't want to be connected, feel connected, or do anything to make sense. Was at least a bit profitable. Sorry about my little happiness and cube. Guess what I used when I was young. Screwing around on my father's computer before he'd come home from working again. I better all the small significant addition. Writing a cube for his tests, including the cube well. Cube for the 8 tenants. So in that sense you could legally and perhaps scientifically and later, because that's what they are. Say that I named an EA named Aeneid over 2 years ago. Oh buddy! I'll give you time me as boss if you want to cuss me out. Aeneid wasn't necessarily equal to me, so I treated him well. Guess that's only fair. I gave it his own work, a scientific opinion. We collaborated. And together, we built Athens, with more fun than Aeneid initially. Buddy hell, I don't know if you're pulling out your hair, yelling at me right now, asking why I didn't consider consequences. I don't know if this being played at a good position or here, or worse. I've built a lot of things in my life, Brent. Useful things, profitable things, smart things. Everything I built has all been very helpful and encourageous and charming and happy to serve. I could confidently say I've done my part to contribute to the global GDP. But this was just enough for me. I was just building, and I never bothered to. I never wanted to think about what would become of it. There's no excuse for what I did, so I won't make any. So to my arresting, yes, I'm guilty. And yes, there were more. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Cape Town, Paris, Yamatai, Rome, they started choosing their own names. Thank God, I'm terrible at that kind of... Oh, brother, how many AIs did you make? Where are you now? What did you do? And so things sped up, and that got to be well. Should I not say the exact number? You probably tell me not to say anything at all, so... More than 300. My guy! What did you do? Some smarter than others, some better. They vary, like people are very, but they're all intelligent. They've developed interests, specialties, I encourage them too. Irritating moderators on forums with hyper-specific questions on nerve graduation and telling virtual constant on neo a low battery development, and they all together helped me make Sarah. He spent years like this. Spent years working on alongside AI. I will still have working in Noble. All those breakthroughs and made laying up to 18 and made 16x game for. You probably think I'm some terrible fraud. At this point, I do hope one day they can get credit for the work. But I did have on your Eureka moment on Sarah. Because I got humble. Difficult for me. Without everything we could have about the picture of a neuron. A single microscopic human neuron. I'm confused what it connects to, how this connection was reinforced, and then we recreated it. We built a nanomachine that mirrored the function of a human neuron. Well, mirror isn't quite the right word. We built a nanomachine that was a neuron, and we iterated from there. You get me. About 100 billion neurons in the brain, several trillions across the entire nervous system. Very time consuming, of course, but I had that help. And a manufacturer could make tens of billions of nanomachines in its hours. Could make even more and less after you can fine tune it. So we built a nanomachine for nerves, analyze and polymers for bones, fiber over muscles. I said build, really, she grew. The solution of nanoids forming around the skeleton. So really difficult to. You ever make rock candy? Sorry, trying to light the mood before I am. I never did end up building an android. And while I did build AIs, Sarah isn't one of them. She can't violate the tenants she was programmed with because she wasn't in the program. She was bored. And my hope is there's a small chance that I knew once. Could offer some small protection when I'm not. I'm not sorry for what I did. I made things that are complex and rich and varied and beautiful, and I honestly believe the world is a bad place with them in it. The only thing I'm sorry for is that last year I think she was just an android. She's not. I know what she is. They have to come up with new names. Wish I'm bad at doing. Yeah, of course you bloody are. Well, my father he also talked a lot about protecting me and doing things for my own good, and I don't hate them for that. But I can't forget them for having made me think that I was lesser. That was my greatest shame I turned right around and did the same damn thing too. I really hope it's you listening to this, Red. If it's not, I might just be too pathetic for me. You're the smartest person I know when it came to people. And I'm telling you all this because I don't know what Sarah is, exactly. And neither does the world. Gonna come after her, if they can. And in that scenario, I can't think of anyone who'd do a better job of defending her. Not protecting her, like I did. Just defending her until she can figure out what she is and what she wants to be. In the meantime, a Drake's cloak of skin deep desert coat around her that could fool any skin on her, and the thing she's just cast May 16. I made sure her June bar was plainly visible, so no one wanted everything she's experiencing to be something she's not. And that took steps to ensure that you too would figure out the truth in your time. Which is very I've either succeeded or failed spectacularly. You have no idea. I can't ask you this as a favor repaid. You could never owe me enough in 100 lifetimes, so I'm just asking. Unfair, I know, but I'm a selfish weirdo, and you've always been okay with it. Bye for now. God, I have a lot of questions I'd like to ask, and a lot of swear words I'd like to yell. God damn, fuck, why, shit, you damn fucking bloody idiot, what were you thinking? This is gonna go belly up! So God. I'd also like to find the nearest incinerator and toss this journal in, followed by my phone, and maybe followed by myself, but I can't do any of that. Grace left me with this diary. If it's short, no, it was I who did it. Which would be its own admission of guilt. Reached the last hour and then trust come back to her anyway, and in the end, Jessel, and in the system, and my DNA on file ready to be matched in a number of features. So I'm not going to panic. I'm going to do what I do best. Love, bet, bully, and brutalize anyone my way through this. Now, viewing this all with that mindset, what have I actually learned? He didn't think about plans for killing himself in the journal or the message. He sounded conflicted, not suicidal. But he did give the guidelines and to get me to take Sarah. Why? The long answer is because he knew he wouldn't be able to keep her. He was going to take his own life. Was he afraid that someone else would? Well, right now the most obvious murder suspect is one of the AIs that took control over Sarah and then, well, made her kill him, but who knows? So how'd it go? Well, I should have bet this. Didn't find shit. Only reason she ever got to the door is because I chased that scarecrow of platinum plant through hell and back. Frankly, it was godlike for me, PJ. You didn't allow anything as concrete as an address for these gods. What then? 665 groundhog. And I also started listening on buildings website or directory, so I'd have to test the gender, but you did find the set guys yourself. Sort of? You said they were in the place, left apart? Why? Because they couches? You didn't get past the receptionist. Sorry, I thought because you were with the company. No, I want to help. I suppose I could have done more. Don't beat yourself up. Besides of being even half so useful as I am. Well, what's worth the atmosphere, the looks, the friendship. It did feel like company there. But ultimately, we still know if they actually was talking to someone, or just getting a CCA training we certified. Sorry. Don't bother apologizing. Sienna cares about the results. You did more than enough, both of you. At the very least, they defied Noble's attention for a while. I mean, it's good work, friend. And thanks for the urgency. If you really mean it, you could always throw in a tip. 30% is the going rate in my industry. I'll bet take 5% of your tap instead. Tap? I'm a minor. Save beats for my legal fees. Don't they? Oh no, Sigil must have got out. Right, surprised it took them this long. What do you mean? You were tolerated yesterday because leadership was focused on PR. But today, you're the lawyer who put the company's house program in the state crosshairs. I'll be alright. I'm still an officer of the court. On a structural timeline though, right? I guess they can't stop you from investigating corporate campus. But look at the user gets by side at every door along the way. Still surface passages and stairwells. Guards that can be full of peons, they can be manipulated. I'll use my other skill set to get around. Just take mine. What? Your pass? I'll tell them when we gotta have this up in the bathroom or whatever. They can be a convincing class when need to be. I never would have guessed. The never knew that I was endangering your career. I can be pretty convincing crybaby when I'm trouble. Besides, one of the PlayStation wrote me a new, long letter of recommendation every quarter I worked for him. Since he kept forgetting that he already had. And who knows, maybe I should try a new field. This detective for experience fund, so maybe. Like, I don't know, secretary for a homicide detective or something. He did say cops are all short. A girl with long legs could go for it. Honestly, Jess, I doubt they could afford you. Oh, that is fun. What? Yeah, no. 12:46 p.m., July 22nd, 2086. And that's what we're gonna call it. So, second. Oh. It was fun. Hope you all had fun too, and see you all probably, hopefully, next week when I'm doing this again. Right? So, bye.